part for the pipe replacement. We're all ready to go out to bid, and we anticipate having bids for the next meeting in August. The plan is to replace the pipe, and originally we were talking about replacing the pipe in place where it is currently, but it turns out there's a high pressure gas main that runs down through the park that's very close to that pipe, and so we're looking at sort of altering the alignment to be further away from where the existing pipe is and where the gas main is. And it won't result in any increased costs. It will actually be about the same or a little bit less, because now we'll be going through the grass area that's currently unused for any recreational activities, and then hooking back up into the pipe further down past where the pipe is going.
Thank you. Be careful. Opening this, since we have a new motion, anyone from the public who would like to come forward? Please do.
Patricia Shell, 62 Grandview. I just have the question is, okay, if the bathrooms have to be torn down, and I can totally understand, but are we going to preserve the sewer hookups that are there from the bathrooms in case in the future we could ever put bathrooms there? I think it would be very, very wise if we would at least think a little bit into the future and do something to cap those sewer lines and keep them available.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Do you agree with Mrs. Shell's comments on that in terms of the sewer lines and water lines that should be kept for future use? I know it's unfortunate that the buildings have deteriorated and they cannot be preserved, but it doesn't mean when you have the overall plan in the future that you could not have part of that area used for bathrooms or a sheltered, covered area for something. We talked about, I listened to having that concession stand be used as a concession stand for borough events, but now tonight I'm hearing from our manager that that's going to be converted into possibly an ADA bathroom. So demolition is one project. How you're going to use that site concession stand? God bless you. You might want to look at in the future. The question is, who is going to do the demolition work? Again. And if it is the borough employees, I would expect that the engineer would provide oversight. You know, demolition is always as easy as you think it is. Unintended things can happen. And I'm wondering if the engineer provided an estimated cost for the demolition, outside and inside, and the source of funds for that, which I imagine there are somewhere sitting in an education fund. Thank you.
Bill Farrell. Let me show you. I heard you mention your asbestos. Is that asbestos shingles on the roof? The engineers had asbestos shingles on the roof?
I'm not sure if it's the shingles or an underlayment below the shingles.
The pipe that you're replacing, what kind of pipe is it? The lead pipe or cast iron that you want to replace? Do you know?
Corrugated metal.
You're talking about the other project, Mr. Farrell? The one that's south?
Well, they said about replacing these pipes. So I don't want to know if it's lead pipe or what, you know, it's cast iron. That's what they use back then.
And this is the project?
That's for a storm sewer.
Okay, so you're just putting a storm sewer. Okay. All right,
That's the project that we got the CD.
that's another one. I got confused. That's why I come here.
We have a motion to proceed with the demolition of the pool as per our borough engineer's recommendations. We have a motion.
So moved, Mrs. Chairman.
A second?
I'll second it.
Have a roll call, please.
Sister.
Oh, yes.
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 Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes. Motion carries.
And do you look on the agenda, is that this number, finance or unfinished business? Right under, new business? New business? That's going to be 10.
that would be 10 days. Just, so this, change was made just today about the sister cities, that wasn't on the front end.
Right.
So, we'll go back to it.
Yes, thank you.
All right, do we have a police report, Chief? Did you want to
Sure.
mention anything?
Have something to talk about.
I know you'll be brief.
Yes, ma'am. This going to be an authorized guest on that again.
Okay, very quickly, we're starting to develop a little problem between Stockholm and Crown, Palmer and Henderson. A little pop of theft from autos and burglaries. So if anybody lives in that area, please keep your eye out. But overall, this month, so far, the crime is down 23%. Our total arrests are up 8%. Our drug work is really doing some outstanding work out there. Our drug arrests for this year are up 58%. And our mileage for the vehicles are up 42%. So you're seeing my officers out there more and more. We're going to continue to see them out there more and more. All right, thank you, man.
Very good.
Thank you.
So I'm going to make it quick.
Everybody look at
Superstar.
Next, may I get your list? Mayor's report.
I don't know if I'll
We gave you
be,
a special vacation. Sorry.
I'm not sure if this is all, but the new school use officer, Chris Reard, he went to the school safety symposium in Valley Forge for a couple of days. He'll be attending the basic school resource officer course in Pittsburgh, which is hosted by the National Association of School Resource Officers. This stuff is being paid through the grant money that was received through school. We also had 3 of our officers travel to Philadelphia for a 3-day course on drug interdiction. And we've also done some work, and I think George has mentioned in the past, the evidence unit has been cleaned up, and we've got some new equipment in there. And last month, I think it came up while we were discussing Williamson Park. I believe it was Councilman Cicero mentioned we saw in the newspaper, Tellytown got a lot of money from grants. Nobody really knew the details. So I called, well actually, I reached out to Tellytown Senator Dave, and he got back to me. And, he actually praised his manager for being very creative with grants and working very diligently. The Department of Conservation and National Resources, the DCNR, is the $387,000 grant that was released. And they don't know if they have it yet, but we think it'll be announced in October and November. And the interesting part was they also went with the Bucks County Open Space Program. There's an additional $250,000. The bulk of that will go towards development of the park, which is the same grant that they had, the $387,000. So basically, they applied for a grant to be the match for the grant. So they're very optimistic that they're going to get a lot of grant money going that way. And back in May, this council voted for the radar resolution. And again, I thank you guys, but I still haven't received a signed copy of it. Last month I emailed and asked for a signed copy, and it's been May, and I really need to forward that to the Managers Association, Mayor's Association.
Did you sign the copy?
No, I don't have a copy. So I've been waiting 2 months for that, and then I asked for
Stop.
just send me the copy. And Virginia knows, I emailed her. She said she's going to talk to you. Back in May, also, council voted to expand the enterprise zone. And the copy that I had in my packet has a spot for the mayor. And I requested a month ago if it was ready for me to sign it. It's been a couple months since I was supposed to sign that. We weren't having it. question for the administration is, did the borough ever apply for the cops grant? Back in January, I sent a memo in about the cops grant. We hired 2 full-time officers. If we got the grant, we would have saved the taxpayers a couple $100,000, and I just don't understand why the administration didn't do that either. It was received January 30th. I gave all the information. It's not often that we hire officers. We hire 2 full-time officers. And it's an opportunity that the borough missed out. And I think it's a real shame that we could have saved so much money if we were awarded those grants.
Thank you, Dave. If I could make a mention also, I went to the town borough to get a right to know regarding these grants, since they didn't get them. Well, I have a different story to do. So I just want, what I was told was that the large sum is from their open space money. And they're using the DCNR as a match. They're using some of that DCNR money. And then the other is the TCID, which is the transportation study, but they're not, I mean, that's enough.
I didn't mention that one, but I have that. That one really didn't apply to the park, so I didn't mention it.
They're expecting to use open space money, which we have open space money to us as well. We just have to, when the plan is good, we'll take it there. Send it up.
I couldn't quite hear the mayor. Are you saying that there was grant money for the police officer that the borough failed to apply for?
Yeah. Evidently, the administration doesn't appear to.
Could you speak into your microphone so I can?
It's not working. I don't know why.
Don't be ready in September. Don't worry about it.
I couldn't hear this, so.
No, I don't want.
That's fine.
So is that what, is the grant
Nancy.
money not available anymore?
It's closed now.
It's
Well,
closed.
then you should have followed through with it.
So why didn't the council not
No,
apply for the grant?
this is I suppose I may have seen that back in January. I can't address that right now.
Okay.
But I don't know, but I'll look into it and see.
Okay.
All right. So we have. We didn't do that. I'm sorry. So now we're in the goals.
Okay, general fund, $248,840.09. Street lighting fund, $7,234.60. Library fund, $3,751.46. Recreation fund, $11,321.41. Sinking fund, $3,342.70. Street fund, $617.37. State highway fund, $9,554.71. Capital improvement fund, $213,393.30. Borough of Morrisville for Jones, $609.89. Borough of Morrisville for 8 Pikes, $1,463.34. Borough of Morrisville for Tamachio, $1,891.81. For a grand total of $502,020.08.
You've heard the bill list. Can I have a motion to pay the bills, please?
So moved.
Second.
Questions, comments on the bills?
Yes, I had 2 invoices for exceptions payment. First one, GL1406. The vendor is 241 Valley Spa LLC. The amount is $852.50. Second one is on page 2, GL1407. Vendor number is 1204, Johnson Controls Incorporated. $213,393.30. I will be paying all the bills with those two exceptions. Thank you.
Any questions or comments on the bills?
Also with Glenn Smith State, I am doing the same number.
Can you confirm that with me? Tell me what they are.
All right. It's GL 1407, that's Johnson Control, the amount of $213,393.30. All right, and also it's also the GL 1407, vendor number 584 TD Bank and JCI loan, interest payment $3,115.50.
Thank you. All right, can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Cicero.
Yes.
Mr. Johnson.
Yes.
Mrs. Cronin.
Yes.
Mr. Parker.
Yes.
Mr. Sandberg.
Yes.
Ms. Smith.
Yes.
Yes.
You will realize by
Motion
voting
passes.
yes, you vote for all the bills.
Pardon? I guess they voted for the
Yes,
bills
you
and they
did.
didn't talk about their
When
acceptance.
it comes to the vote, if you're not gonna vote for a certain invoice, at the vote, that's when you say yes with the exception of.
Vote.
So-
On the vote, 7-0.
Okay.
Thank you. Next.
You can't say it's.
This is a motion to, it's a motion to approve Morrisville Borough's membership in Sister Cities International. This is NA. We have a motion?
So moved.
We have a second?
Second.
And Corinne, could you, tell us a little bit about?
Yes, it is, Sister Cities International is a worldwide organization that basically pairs up and aids a city in Yorktown, in America with a city or town overseas, abroad. I had an interview with Washington DC and they basically asked me questions about the town. I gave them the whole long history, the town, all that. It was started in 1956 by President Eisenhower. And it's a great way to, as I was telling someone else, it's a great way, technology basically has made the world a smaller place. And this is a great way for our students to realize and connect with people abroad and see how, again, how small the world really is, especially as they grow older with technology. They also hold a young artist and author showcase, and it has artwork, literature, and like poems, and that actually will travel around the world. So Morrisville Borough can have an artist, you know, a junior in high school, have a picture of the river that basically travels the world. What else? And basically, any questions you can ask me?
Do you have any questions on this motion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, if I could, in case we have no motions, I would like to bring up the National Night Out. And I wanted to know if it's something that the borough would have to vote for. Only because I've had, constituents ask me, is it something that we have to vote on? Because of the name, our police department is sponsoring part of it, right? No. They're participating. They are participating, correct?
I guess some of us are.
Actually, the chief actually came to me a month ago and asked me, he said, as the mayor, is there anything you can think to do to help so the National Night Out wouldn't have to pay the fee for the park and get insurance? And I said, I'd be certainly happy to help. It's a community event. I said if they could send me a letter as the mayor saying they want to do a partnership. It's a silent partnership like the borough does with other things in the community. I would certainly agree to do the partnership. Then I can come back and tell council, as the mayor, I agree, it's no longer just participation in a silent partnership. So the fees and things would get waived. I followed up with our chief because he actually called me in to discuss a grant. So something. I asked him if he got that message. He assured me they were aware of that. But I know
So this is the event like anyone that would come in and rent our park event, correct? So this is being so it doesn't. So it's not a vote of the council to have this as an event of ours altogether.
It's my understanding that they sat down, actually, we could speak to this, members sat down with Mr. Gates to go over all the details, just as anyone else who would rent the park for whatever reason they would rent it. And if the borough were to be a partnership, then that would mean we would take on that liability as well. And I don't know that, whether that's something the council would agree to approve.
So because it's not the sanctioned event of the borough, like our Memorial Day parade is, or Labor Day, and they're just like any other group who would come in and run our park. And they not only meet those, they would meet those requirements and rents that we got to give. So we don't need to place an official vote for them here, give them consent to do it, they're just renting the park.
I think it's already been done administratively, Bob. I mean, everything's been done administratively, right?
We're waiting for additional information, and then once we review it and that everything's there, it'll be approved.
So our fire department is going to be with this just on a voluntary basis to be part of it, and I understand.
The fire department would have to give us a list that they're going to do this as an event, therefore they would be covered by our workman's compensation.
And they're aware of that?
Yes.
Okay. And please understand, some of them, I don't know if all, but are volunteering their time for that night?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So I have that all down. All right, I just want to make sure it wasn't a vote that we had together for this tonight.
Would this have to be approved by council, and we have to do this to vote on?
We
No,
don't,
administrative.
No.
We don't approve every
Well,
event.
it's the fire department or maybe, usually has to be approved by council.
Fire department isn't.
No, it would be a list of events like they do for their Easter flowers, Memorial Day parade, anything like that.
We
It
have to
just,
let our insurance company know.
exactly, yeah. Yeah, we just get a letter, then we just, hand it on to our insurance company.
thank you.
I think, I just had a couple announcements, Sean mentioned one. If you see any lights on during the day, or if they're not on at night, call the borough. There is a list, it's probably on the list, but just, we'll work on it.
Just go in front of the Morrisville cemetery. And there's one on Philadelphia Avenue in Washington.
Okay.
I'll call them now here first.
All right. Also, just for the public's knowledge, and I think we should put this on Channel 22, TVs are not to be put out for regular trash. They're trash bin, our sanitation does not take TVs. They don't take TVs. There's a date, August, I think it's the 26th, I'm not sure, it's the time of date. I think it's in Lower Makefield. That information is on Channel 22. And that's not just for televisions, that's for
All electronics.
all electronics. I actually think that there's anything more than
And that's not by our trash company, that's by DEP standards.
Correct. Correct. I'm sorry, thank you for the clarification. Yeah, we're not allowed to take TVs. So anybody who has one curb, I'd like them to bring them back up. Now, it's my understanding, we're down to odds on Wednesdays, to take the TV down there.
Otter Street.
On Otter Street. I'm saying odds.
Odds.
Odds used to be a store person.
Odds hasn't been there for a long
On
time.
Otter Street, there's a recycling place on Otter Street, Bristol, that keeps those.
Best Buy also takes them any day you want to.
As long as they're under 30 inches.
The kids just took 2
Right?
TVs, that doesn't
Well,
matter.
we'll take them all.
Take them all.
That's my understanding. Best Buy.
Best Buy.
Best Buy, all electronic.
The Salvation Army.
Oh, that's great to know.
So
They're recyclable.
Thank you.
I thought they only took what's work. The one thing I'd like to mention, Fred wanted to mention this before you left. He'd like his comments were about the NEAC. And he was hoping that maybe we could look into funding for the MRI project.
You would ask me.
Comments that, that's his desire. So, I'll let you know. I just made. That's it. Your announcement?
I do, I wish I had a little bit more information, but
Move the microphone.
it doesn't work today, I don't know why.
Oh.
It's not working.
This one?
I was trying to say, I wish I had a little bit more information, but it's my understanding that the First Baptist Church is having a clothes drive. We're collecting clean clothes of all sizes and school supplies. If I get more information, I'll bring it back to council. It's probably out there circulating. And also, the library, throughout the month of August, is having events to celebrate Fabulous 50s month. So stop by the library. I believe they have a list of activities posted. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I just want to let everyone know that if you haven't heard already, I am organizing a career day at the high school. It will either be the first or second week in October. I would ask presenters just to make a 10 or 20-minute presentation about their career path, they open a business, just to talk to the students and let them know how they got to where they are. So if you would like to present or talk about that at all with the students, you can get in contact with me. Or just meet me face if you see me in the grocery store. I'll take that too. So, like I said, it'll be the first or second morning in October. I'm hoping to take an entire morning. I haven't heard back from my contact with the high school yet, but it will probably be a day, the first 2 weeks in October. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chairman. We will be postponing the Public Works and EMS.
But you have to, I was asked to swear 2 fire police in at that meeting. So if you postpone it, you're kind of interfering with the chief meeting we're at yesterday.
They informed us yesterday, the squad and the fire department, they have nothing to talk about.
I'll talk to Matt because he wanted me to swear 2 fire police in on Wednesday. At that
Okay.
meeting. I guess we're not doing it Wednesday.
I believe they have a meeting Thursday night.
I mean, I'll be happy to be there, but I'll talk to him.
Okay.
So emergency.
Well, do you,
I think you can wait to hear back.
yeah,
Can't do it at Thursday.
tentatively, you can get back with me, Nick, you know, if you're gonna swear him in and just have a brief meeting. But other than that, as far as now, it's postponed, the Public Works and the emergency services, unless we're notified for the 2 swearing-ins.
And the next meeting for,
And the next meetings are October 11th, 2014.
If you sign those, back in, pardon me?
yeah, you put as a committee woman.
Councilwoman.
Councilwoman, right.
Let's cross it out. Let's cross it out, put councilman.
Just heard on the side.
If there are no more,
I could just do one last thing. I would just personally like to give a shout out to everyone that's working really hard on that National Night Out. I know a lot of people are. And I want to thank our police officers who are going to be donating the time for it. I think it's going to be a great night, a lot of fun. I think a lot of people come out. And, yes, I'm sorry, the date is Tuesday, August 5th, 6 to 10. Please come out and support and meet all your neighbors. It's going to be fun.
Williamson Park.
Williamson Park. That is it.
Okay. Anything else? Have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Amanda.
I probably could have got 10 star easier than that.